Hello again folks, welcome to my Japanese location test mod for Bison this time, M.Bison. So as I learned with my Goken video, sometimes I will need to update the mod or fix it depending on what you guys say when you test this mod out. And if that happens, I'll annotate the screen and I keep a fix log in the description of the video, as well as the link to the mod, which will be updated if I change anything. And inside the mod is also a readme file, which I'll also include any changes I make. So M.Bison also has his red focus, which looks like that. So he's got glowing hands, whereas the normal focus he hasn't. And just to recap, level 1 doesn't crumple, maximum level does crumple. They're the only two choices. It takes 2 meters to use, or if you FADC it costs 4. Okay, and it absorbs 12, or if you FADC it absorbs 6. So now let's go on to the Bison specifics. So one of the biggest things that the M.Bison didn't like, the nerf, is that his light kick scissor pressure is now -1 on block. So if he was doing crouching light kick, scissor kick, crouching light kick, scissor kick, then Zangief could do a light grapple and get him in the middle of it. Okay? And that was probably always the case though if you just went straight into doing another light kick, because it's like 3 frames to come out and a grapple is only 1. And don't forget, he can do the medium one as well. He can't do the heavy punch grapple, he's not far enough for that, but he can do an EX one. And notice here that he's always really point blank. I do go on to more spacing later. His super does not connect point blank. Okay, and if it's not a reversal, he punishes you for it. I think he probably would anyway, but... And his super, his ultra, sorry, it does connect. So, if you go from light kick scissor, Zangief can do his ultra in the middle of it if it's point blank. So Zangief actually did get a change to the range of his light punch grapple, and at this point I hadn't done it before, but I thought I'd change it and then see if it makes any difference. And it doesn't make a difference to the point blankness, but if it's not point blank, then it becomes a bit more of an issue, you know. You can't grapple him if he's not point blank. So if he's max range with a crouching light kick, you can't grapple punish him. Okay? But then you can't follow it up with another light kick either. Now T-Hawk, for the same scenario, crouching light kick, scissors, crouching light kick, scissors. T-Hawk can connect everything he's got. Light, medium, heavy variations, EX, super and ultra. Okay? So this is also not dependent. All the rules for Zangief and for T-Hawk work in and out of the corner. There's no difference. So what will connect out of the corner will connect in the corner as well. So if, for example, Bison's chose to jump back after he'd done the scissor kick instead of going straight for another scissor kick, Zangief can't grab him with a light punch, and he can't grab him with the medium punch or the heavy punch. He can't grab him with the super either, but he can grab him with the ultra. If he chooses to do the jump back, for some reason you can still grab him with the ultra. It comes out a bit faster possibly. Or maybe it's the freeze. I did double check by making sure Bison jumped back for 50 million years, just to make sure that it wasn't the freeze making it go a bit weird. And T-Hawk's the same. Can't grab him with anything apart from his ultra. But don't forget, these are all point blank. If you're not point blank, they won't be able to reach you. So you have to be a bit more space aware when you're using that pressure. Now, -1 on block means that if he does that sort of scissor kick pressure in the corner, people with fast normals can interrupt it like so. But they have to be pretty on point. You know, you might trade. Obviously, they want to plink. I messed that one up. It didn't come out at all, but that's fine for me. And then we traded on that one. But if they're on point, then they can punish you for it. And Bison can just do his own scissor kick pressure to get out, since he's got a free frame crouching light kick. Now wake up or special moves with invincibility, they'll have the effect they always have had. So the next thing that's been changed is his far standing medium punch. It's now 6 frames startup and is special cancelable, so something like that. I don't know how you'll use it because I'm not a Bison player, but it's in there. and his crouching heavy punch is now 10 frames startup. So I assume that's better for anti-air purposes, and he's losing a bit of his pressure, so they're changing the way he plays it a little bit by the looks of things. So the next thing is his scissor kicks. They have all got extra 10 damage on the latter hit. So you have to hit with the second one to get that extra 10 damage. So any FADC combos and they won't receive that extra damage buff. But if you go through, all of them have extra damage. Like so. And the counter hit damage has been increased to compensate, but the chip damage has not changed. The next thing is his teleports. All variations of the teleports now have an extra 5 frames recovery from 64 to 69. So he's more punishable in that respect. His head press has reduced startup, I believe, by 2 frames. We don't know how that's going to serve, but hopefully that's something you'll figure out. This next one is EX Devil's Reverse descends faster. Now I didn't know whether that meant the floaty bit where he's transitioning happens faster, so he gets into the downward bit faster, or that when he's in the move he comes down faster. So I decided to make it so that when he's in the move he comes down faster, because I think I know that Bisons, when they're doing this floaty thing, they like to do a bit of a fake out, you know, check and see what the enemy's doing and floating about. So I decided to just make it that when he's coming down, he comes down faster, so you can't, you know, lower your hitboxes easily, perhaps. Okay, the next thing is his Ultra 2 does 420 damage rather than 450. And let's see if I can do it. I forgot what the inputs were. I'm terrible at this. There we go. So it took 30 damage off, and that's from the last hit. So just 420. And the charge time is 40 frames now. I had to add in an extra charge thing because they all came off the same thing, but now it should only be 40 frames. So let's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't know if that works, but whatever. You guys can test, see if it feels the same. I don't know how to test that properly. Okay, so that's all the Bison changes. So hopefully you guys can have a go at that and see how it fits into your new character. And thanks for watching. So when you want to install my mod, you need to download the mod in the download link in the video, and then extract the file. You'll have your character name changes, so a nice readme to let you know what I've changed and how I changed it, and installation instructions if you don't want to listen to me. And you'll have a character name.bac and character name.bcm. So the next thing you need to do is find your Capcom directory, because your Super Street Fighter 4 files will be in there. Mine's in the C drive in program files, but if you bought it on Steam, it'll probably be in your Steam directory somewhere. So you go in to Super Street Fighter 4. Now you've got some patch 1.07 and patch 1.06. You need to find the one with your most up-to-date character. For example, if we were doing Sagat, his most up-to-date one would be in 1.07, as well as Ryu, Yuri, Dudley, DJ and Cody. But most characters are in 1.06. The character I'm doing is in there, and most characters are. I'll mention it if it's in 1.07. So you go in, and then you go into Battle, Regulation, Latest AE, and then you find the character we're doing. I'm doing Bison, which has got the name Vega at the moment. And so you'll have the character name.bac, character name.bcm, and all you need to do is, I recommend making a backup and copying those files in and rename them original, just so you got them as backup. And then you just copy over my ones into there, and that'll allow you to play as my modded version in arcade mode, training mode and versus mode. So you can have some fun. If you've got local friends to play with, you could update 2 characters that I do and then fight against each other with the new changes. That would be quite interesting. Anyway, so thanks for watching, and I hope that has helped.